follow-up discussion on statistic quiz. Previous video, we talked about business statistic. Now we are talking about specifically in the business statistic, we're talking about sampling distribution, assessment test. Let's get started. I'll keep this link in the description so that you can follow. The very first question is that the actual or estimated standard deviation of the error in the process by which it was generated is called standard error. Standard error is an interesting one. So standard error of mean, if you take it, okay, so it has a formula called standard deviation divided by square root of n. So this is going in line with the n. If the number of sample, if you increase, the standard error will decrease, right? And it has a direct effect on, directly proportional on standard deviation as such. So let's go to the next question. And it has given the little bit of definitions and explanation and so on. And let me give the name so that we can get the certificate also as well. I'll keep my channel name. Okay. The probability distribution of a statistic obtained through a large number of samples drawn from a specific population is called sampling distribution. You have a big portions. Let's say this is your population, and then you're taking this small portion to estimate the population is called sampling distribution. We got 2 out of 2, and it has a little bit of definitions there. The statistical information from sample, which will vary as a random sampling is repeated, is referred to as sampling variability. You always change the samples in order to get the right answer. So this is the one. Let's go to the next question. A listing or function showing all the possible values of data and how often they occur is not a table, and it's a distribution. So if you take any distribution, for example, if you take normal distributions, so it will give that whether the distribution is symmetrical or not symmetric, whether it's skewed or not skewed, or if you take box plot, again, it gives the information how the data has been distributed and all that, right? So this is an example of distribution. This is interesting question. Randomly choosing a sample of k item from the list S containing n item, where n is either very large or unknown number, right? Take an example of this one. This is average, and again you have the sample distributions, and you have a symmetrical one, and the bell curve, and the distribution is to take across the infinite number of samples. You take more. So this is the one. So it is called reservoir sampling, where is a technique used to randomly select a sample of a k items. And then the next question is that what is used to test the null hypothesis that the median, we're talking about the median. If it is mean, we can go for ANOVA, analysis of variance. If it is more than 2 factors you have in here, median of a distribution is equal to some value. That is the sign test, we can call it. But there is also other tests also available. Next question, what is the use for identification and rejection of outlier, the Q1, right? Quartile is in one example, right? So box plot is one good one. So if you take box plot, and in the box plot you have a Q1, Q2, let's say here it shows some astigma, that means it's an outlier, or it could be upside down. Which is a method for testing the difference between 3 or more matches set of frequencies or proportions. So this is, again, we'll talk in detail in upcoming videos. Statistical test used on paired nominal test is called this one. We'll discuss on this also as well. Statistical tool for constructing sample distribution is basically we are using permutation technique, right? And let's see how much score we have got. We got 100 out of 100, and then we got the certificate also as well. And you can see that Abrar knowledge is appearing on the top of the list. So thank you so much.